Well, Democrats are ramping up their resistance ahead of the midterms. I mentioned that before the break. President Trump is slamming them and predicting that Congresswoman Maxine Waters' tactics will backfire. Here's what he tweeted. Crazy Maxine Waters, said by some to be one of the most corrupt people in politics, is rapidly becoming, together with Nancy Pelosi, the face of the Democrat Party. Her ranting and raving, even referring to herself as a wounded animal, will make people flee the Democrats. Bringing in the power panel now. David Avella, the chairman of GOPAC, back from Outnumbered Hour. Leslie Marshall, a syndicated radio talk show host and Fox News contributor, and you join us on Outnumbered every now and then too. Let's start with Maxine Waters and where your party is and what the president is predicting.
I think the president's wrong, but I think Maxine Waters is wrong. I don't think that anybody should not be able to, even Bernie Sanders said, you know, you should be able to sit down and have a meal with your family, and I agree. The place to give your opinion, and I wish my fellow Democrats would listen, is not in protesting, is not yelling at people in restaurants, but is voting. And in the midterms, historically, Democrats don't show up in those numbers. But I don't think that Maxine Waters and that Nancy Pelosi are the new face of the Democratic Party. They're faces that are part of the old party, and we're certainly, with recent elections or primaries,
time for that party to go?
I'm not saying
old face.
I think that we're in a transformational stage of bringing in some new and keeping on some olds, but eventually the olders will be phased out.
Leslie is so diplomatic. That's one of the things I love about it. So, David, you know what? Traditionally, people don't come out to vote from either party, actually, in the midterm elections. But there is electricity and intensity on your side of the aisle. What's driving it?
The agenda that the president's ultimately getting passed through Congress, whether it be tax cuts that has helped spur this job creation that has 1 million more jobs right now than available people to fill those jobs. It is that America has been kept safe during the Trump administration, all focused on what I always talk about. When Republicans focus on people's economic and personal security, Republicans win. And to your first point about the Democrats, the last two times the Democrats have preached civil chaos, 1968, not good elections for them. 2004, not good elections to them. Richard Nixon won in 1968. George Bush won in 2004. Add to that, when voters actually saw what Democrats were for in 2010, who did they turn to? They turned to Republicans. And so the more Democrats reveal who they really are and what they're really for, it motivates people to go vote Republican.
So Leslie, what's being revealed about Democrats, do you think? I mean, your party is going far left. You've got the abolishing ICE call that started with a candidate who is, well, describes herself as a democratic socialist. I mean, is that where your party is going?
No, I see the party going there in some areas, like the Bronx, for example, but I think not in the Bronx, Iowa, for example. There are people that are to the far left, and that would be the former Bernie campers. There are people like Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, who have said that they want to have ICE abolished. But then there are people like Amy Klobuchar that I agree with that say that isn't the problem. It's policy that's the problem. It's the administration that's the problem. You can change policy, and you can vote to change individuals and administrations.
Is resistance enough? Resist the president.
No, resistance is not enough. You have to have a game plan. But I disagree with you strongly. I think if we're looking at exit polls in these primaries especially, we're seeing that voters are really concerned about health care more than we thought. Democrats didn't think they'd be talking about health care as much. They're concerned about immigration. And I think depending on what happens with the Supreme Court, Roe v. Wade may become an issue.
You've got 8 seconds.
Immigration and health care are both important, both issues that favor Republicans, because Democrats ultimately want a government-run health care system. People want a secure border. Things Republicans are pushing for favors us.
You do a lot with 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Dave Avella, Leslie Marshall, great to see you. We'll be right back. Thank you.